and it's almost like he doesn't have a choice, but he feels a certain type of way.
So, Kate, I want to talk about how you found out on the day that we sadly lost Liam, and what happened that day. Where were you and how did you find out?
I was in Florida, and it was about 3 days after I got back from Argentina. I was in the house alone with our dog, Nala, and I remember just being on the couch. I feel like that whole day was kind of a blur for me. Well, not the day, but that moment in time. I was on the couch and I got a phone call from one of Liam's friends, and he called me and said, "Is Liam okay? I heard he fell from a balcony." And I said, "What? That must be a rumor." I was like, "That's not true at all. Like, there's no way this isn't true." And when his friend first called me too, he didn't mention anything about death. So the first thing that went to my mind was either it was a rumor, just something for clickbait, or he fell off a balcony and he broke a rib. Like, he's okay. So I'm making all these phone calls and nobody's answering the calls. And eventually I call the friend back. At this point, I'm like starting to freak out, but I didn't think the worst. So I'm not even like panicking too much. And I'm starting to get a little bit panicky. I call his friend back and I say, "Have you heard any updates? I'm really confused. Like, what's going on?" And he was like, "The only update I've heard is that Liam's dead." And in that moment, I still didn't believe it to be true. There was just no way. But there was just that one little part of me in the back of my head that was like, why would somebody make this up? You know, I'm just starting to panic at this point. At this point, I'm thinking of, okay, this must be true. And I'm pacing around the house. I couldn't even sit still. Like, I was genuinely, there was like sweat dripping down me, and I've never experienced that before. And I couldn't stop fidgeting with my hands. I couldn't be on my phone. At this point, my phone was getting blown up. So this news, whether it be this rumor that wasn't true because I didn't have confirmation yet, or this true news that I just found out 2 minutes ago, my phone was completely getting blown up by my friends, my family, people that I haven't spoken to in years. I was getting missed calls from, and I'm just staring at my phone and I'm like,